Hello and welcome to the fifth episode of the Devblog from Wisp. My name is Nicholas Krischi, and today I'm going to talk about the current status of development. But first, I wanted to say the last couple of weeks I had a lot of stuff to do. I mean, there was Christmas, so I took a little bit of a break, and also at my day job, basically. I had a lot of work, so I didn't get to putting one of these blogs up for now 2 weeks. I hope it doesn't really bother you that much. I promise I will stay more focused on this and update it more frequently. I'm not sure if I will be able to do it every week because like if I'm only working one day, there might not be that much to talk about, but we will see. Like next week, I will only be working one day, and so I will put up a dev blog there for sure. But maybe I'm going to do this bi-weekly instead of weekly, because just of the amount of stuff I can talk about is limited by how much I work. So I think 3 days of work I have enough to talk about. 1 or 2 days of work depends on how I'm getting along. Like if I'm doing just bug fixing, there's not much to talk about. Anyway, so. But now we're getting into what I've been working on since we heard each other last time, or you heard me, I guess, because I don't hear you and nobody's talking to me, so I might be just doing talking to myself. Anyway, so I did some performance improvements because when I recorded these video blogs, I noticed that when I had the video recording software running on my machine, that sometimes, or basically all the time, I got a lot of lags. So I thought about, or I talked about it with a friend, and he mentioned some stuff I could do, and I actually tried it out, and it works just fine. So I'm basically checking collisions only if I need to check them. So that helps a lot because I have so many particles, and all of them do collisions or did collisions. So that was, I think, really important. The next thing is I added some conditions for the for running actions. If you don't know what I'm talking about with actions and triggers, you probably should watch the fourth episode because there I'm talking about that and showing what the concept is I'm using. But if you look at maybe I have something here. There are some conditions here, I guess, or probably just one, yeah. That's the condition is dead, which just checks the health if it's dead. You can invert it, so it's true when it's alive. And where I use this is, for example, in my boost. I have here the it's dead condition, which basically checks now before this script is running, which is a action. So before this action, each action can have these conditions now. See, it has the same one here. So before each action is run, I can add any number of conditions and check if they are true. If they are true, or if the condition is valid, then only and only then I will execute the action. So basically I have more flexibility on when to run stuff without having to duplicate a lot of stuff and using different triggers for all of that. I just added this to the condition, which I think is the right place to go. You might also want to have conditions on triggers, but I don't know. Like currently I have it on conditions, which works fine for me. Maybe I will change it later. Anyway, I also did some refactoring. So like this is probably renamed a little bit too much, but it's fine. Like I renamed what we talked about. I don't know. I think it was also the fourth episode when we talked about actions. Yeah, actions and triggers. I had them as interfaces, and they were actually abstract classes. So I kind of changed my concept during development. So I renamed all that stuff to base. Like here, it's also button input trigger base, which is yeah. Button input trigger would be enough, but ReSharper kind of just renamed it with, and I'm fine with that. It's not a huge deal. Anyway, so I did all that. I also did some refactoring, as I just told, so that you can guys know I'm actually doing what I'm saying. Anyway, what else did I do? Yeah, so now we're getting to the more interesting part, because this was just like a little bit of stuff I did. more importantly, what I did is player mechanics wise. I started to play around with player mechanics. Um, if you remember, I was thinking about different stuff so that the game will stand out more, is more unique than it currently is. Because, like, although the graphics and I think the look and the feel are pretty unique. Like, I don't know any game that's doing it like this. But I still thought maybe I need some more mechanics that really sets me apart from other games, because I think it's really important for indies to have something that sets you apart so people actually want to play your game. Because like I cannot I cannot do, or at least currently, like I'm still learning a little bit, but I cannot be like, well, I probably will never be as polished as Blizzard. I will try to be as polished as I can, or like I cannot be like have the same graphics as whatever Call of Duty or something like that. It will be really hard for me. So currently I the current situation I'm in, like it might change if I have hundreds of people working with me, but um, currently I cannot show or cannot get people's attention via polish or great graphics or something like that. So I need their attention in another way, and I actually think it's more fun to experiment with different game designs. So what I was thinking about, I think today I can show some stuff. So I was thinking about jumping. So the game for me, or in my mind, always was about moving. So how can you move? I want different ways to move around, because you have to navigate through this labyrinth. There will also be some riddles in there, but yeah. So I thought about jumping as a way to basically dodge attacks. Like there are no attacks, but like later in rooms, I imagine stuff coming at you, and I also just as a way to another way to move around. I tested it, and it wasn't really that much fun, to be honest. Like I still have it, have the script, but I don't think I will use it. The next thing I tested it was a break. I can wait. I will the break. I think you know what it is. The one thing that the break does a little bit different is it just increases the linear drag. The linear drag means that basically I'm not really can't really explain it well. The force, if you like, let's say you have a car and you accelerate, and the force keeping you in place basically is the linear drag. At least that's how I understand it. I hope that's correct. I increase that when I push brake, so even the gravity gets slowed down. Basically, it really tries to hold you in the same place, the brake. What it also does is it will zoom in a little bit. I did that because I wanted the brake to have some disadvantage attached to it as well. And it's actually looks, I think, quite cool. Like if it zooms a little bit in, so you have less information that you see around you. It might be important, it might not be. It might, like all of these stuff, it's not really fine-tuned. I'm just using them right now as they are, and then later, if I have more levels and more obstacles, I will test them more thoroughly and then tweak the values and then continue from there. Anyway, so I have a break now, and I have a time warp. By the way, I will show this in a second. I will just go over these, and then we can jump into the game, and you can see what I'm talking about, and then we will continue. So there's basically a time warp. What that means is if you press the B button on the joypad, it will jump back. Like how much is it jumping back? I'm not sure. Jump back in time, it's called here. And it will jump back, condition, 1 second. It will jump back 1 second in time to the position where you were 1 second ago. And then, but the trick is, it's basically like a teleport back in time, but you have now still all the forces applied that you did later. So let's say you flew down, and then you fly up and press B. 1 second ago you might have flown down, but now your forces point upwards, so you're still going up. Like, I think that's a really cool mechanic, because like there are some riddles, I will show you one, that I have in mind. You can use it for dodging, like similar to jump. You can use it in a variety of ways. I think, like, I have to still check if I get enough enough out of the mechanic, but I think I'm pretty happy with it. Like, you can even prevent yourself from crashing into a wall. You can do all kinds of tricky stuff that probably would not have been possible before. So I think it's a good thing overall. I still need to see how much I will get out of it, but for now I think it's a good one. So let's jump in and show you what I mean, so you can actually see what's going on, or you understand better what I was talking about. So I have here my Will Wisp. It's a little bit laggy, but it's fine. So now let's say I'm going fast, and now I can brake. See, you go slower, and then it's almost completely stopped, but it will not stop. Oh, now I'm dead because I'm not good. So okay, anyway, so that's that. So the next thing that I have is the jump back in time. I will show that as well. I will go there and then see. I just jump back. So jump back in time. That's a little bit boring because you just jump back, but let's do what I just said. You can fly down and fly up, and now see, I jump back and I'm still flying up. So there is some stuff you can do that you probably would not be able to do. Like, you can even, if you wait, let's do it a little bit slower. You can basically change the direction, but now it's getting to lag again. Anyway, so maybe I shouldn't do this full screen. Anyway, so wait, I will just change this back away from full screen, so the next time we start it will not be in full screen because I want to play through that level later. Where's my mouse? I don't quite see it. There it is. So there's a bug. I fall through the level. Anyway, so that's basically that. So there you saw the mechanics and how I can use them is now I also worked on basically obstacle types. One obstacle type is to show that the mechanic of time warp is actually interesting. It's a riddle with that, which basically involves a switch where you fly over, and once you fly over the switch, it will activate and change the entire world, or let's say the layout of the level. And once it changed, you basically could not go back. I can show this to you here. Now it's no longer full screen, so I think it should no longer lag, or I hope. So yeah. So see here. Here's the switch. The switch, the UI that you see is here is it shows what it's doing, which is basically turning it around. Like, I'm not quite sure about this icon, but anyway, and it shows what it is interacting with. I probably will now really need to start to change the colors of obstacles. Currently, I still not did it, but I will probably change that soon because I also want to add some stuff to obstacles to identify them, and then I don't want to change too many obstacles. Anyway, so it shows to the obstacle, or not the obstacle, but in this case it's an obstacle. The line it will change, and it will turn it. So if I fly over this, see what happened here? So, but now I have the problem. Once I'm over here, I cannot go anywhere. So it's clear that I'm doing something wrong, I think. And so I fly over it again. So it's back up. So what am I doing now? So the trick is to use I hope I can do this now, to use the time warp to jump back over the wall because it teleports you. So let's see if I can do this. Oops, this was the wrong button, I'm sorry. I changed the buttons around. That's why I'm sometimes pressing the wrong button. Yeah. See, so I dashed into there and jumped back in time. And now I'm here. So now it's closed up there, but I'm still able to continue. The next obstacle I did is this one. So I'm flying here now. So I hope this is clear. Like, I'm also experimenting with how to show to the players what's going on. I'm not sure if this is final or not. It probably is not, but anyway, so every time I press the A button, it's getting lighter. Basically, it's lerping towards the white color, and when I go down, it's going away. So that should be pretty clear very fast, and the A's should also indicate what's going on there. By the way, if you have any input on this, like, I will be more than happy to hear it, because like this stuff is not easy for me. Like, I really need to figure out how to do all this. Anyway, so what also happens when I press, which is not indicated right now, I'm currently thinking on how I'm doing this, is when I press A, the force that shoots these particles up is increased. So basically the A's fly higher. That's what's going on. So like, because currently if I'm always would press A like this, I cannot go through. Like, it's literally blocked. You cannot pass through this unless you're really lucky. Like, you might pass through with a little bit of luck, but it's like not really, it's not really a thing, I would say. So what you need to do is, you need to go here, use the brake, and then go through. Like, that was not greatly done, but like, I think you get the idea. Let's do this again. And now that was lucky. Well, okay. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I can go through the level quickly again, so... Oh, that was quite good from my part. See, I did it a little bit different here. I just went through and dashed back, which is also a possibility in this case. Like, it might not work in all the cases, but like right now, that's fine. See, so you can pass through after this, and that's just this level is just for showing off. So it's basically finished already. Great. So there you saw basically the mechanics I was working on. I did some other tests that did not work out. I had a test that when you press A, it would basically similar to this one, but it would just get closer, and it did not work. By the way, the mechanic that you saw, the last one, I almost wanted to ditch it already. It just really started to work correctly after I added the brake and the jump back in time. You can also use the jump back in time to get through this obstacle. It is a little bit more complicated, but it will work. Like, you can basically accelerate up, go near the obstacle, and then jump back in time a couple of times. And if you have a good, like, you need the correct angle and stuff, but then you can basically get through with the speed you already picked up before. So that's another usage of the time warp as a mechanic. I like also the fact that you can solve these puzzles in different ways. Like, some might be more complicated than others, but it's fine. Like, if you have just this idea of how to solve a puzzle, like, I don't want it to have a too puzzly feeling, this game, but I still like to have some puzzles, and especially if they are combined with like arcade skills. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, so anyway, so because before I had this, it was really almost impossible to get through this unless you took like a long way and accelerated up and then kind of got the correct angle and shooted yourself in the direction going away from A, and then hoping you have the correct angle and getting through all of this. But you would have to need a lot of knowledge, need a lot of room for maneuvering this maneuver, so I didn't think it was a good idea. I also had a lot of problems with signaling the player what to do. What I'm currently thinking about, maybe you guys can give me input if you think it's a good idea or bad, like, or just don't do it, I don't know, like, because whatever. Oh, paint.net is broken? I will do it in Paint then. I just cancelled the paint.net update, and I guess it did completely break paint.net, so I have to reinstall it. Anyway, so what I'm thinking about currently is to add basically something like this here. Where can I do this? Yeah, a little bit bigger. So why isn't this going bigger? This should. Oh, come on. I want this bigger. Ah, no. That's so buggy. What's all that about? Oh, it's not buggy, it's just I cannot use it, I guess, but anyway. So yeah, something like this. Ignore the other stuff here, like that's just for showing off what's going on. Basically I want to put like the A at the bottom of the particle system. And then the particles that shoot up that currently show A should now show what the action is when you press A. So basically, I'm basically taking I'm basically looking at how board games do tell their players what's going on, and I'm trying to put it into my game. I don't want to have this game, and you need to like find out what's going on by trial and error, because I think it's not that interesting, to be honest, and it just takes off some time. Like, and I think it would be better to have like a great iconography in the game. Because I'm an abstract game, I can do that. Like I can do all kinds of stuff. It's like abstract, whatever. I can do that stuff inside the game without the need, or I want to avoid the need of text or explanations as much as possible. Because I think it's also good for streaming later. If you see the game and you immediately, or you kind of understand what's going on just by looking at the game, I think it's great. If that's not the case, that's okay, I guess. Like, some people or some games are just like that, but especially for this game where it's really, really different, I think it's extremely important that people understand quickly what is going on. Like, I'm not saying that it's easy to understand, even if I have the A here and I would have like the particles flying around like this, showing like an arrow up or something like that. I don't say it's really, really easy and very obvious what's going on, but like if you press A, then there would be kind of an effect, and then other stuff would happen. So I think it would be fine to have it like that. I don't know if that's true, so I cannot tell you. Like, that's just my idea, and I want to know your opinion. Like, do you think that's a good idea to do it like this, or do you think I'm thinking way too much about this? Maybe I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Anyway, so that's more or less, I think, everything I've been working on. Yeah, so I think I will finish now. I don't know how much time left, but I don't think it was that much. I didn't want it to go, these episodes to take that long anyway. So I think that's a good time. Like, I don't know how much time passed. Maybe 30 minutes, something like that. I can look it up here. Wait. How much time passed? It is... I don't see it. I'm blind right now? Yes, I am. Anyway, so... 22 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you come back later. By the way, if you made it this far, it would be really nice if you liked our Facebook page, or followed me on Twitter or something like that, because like you get all the information. You see when the video casts are coming up. You see other announcements if I'm doing some. Like I wanted to give away 5 free Steam keys over Christmas, but nobody really seemed to care. I don't know what's going on there. If you're interested, you can visit Will Glow the Wisp. There you can get free Steam keys. So go ahead and knock yourselves out over them. I'm not going to use them. So just take them, but please leave a comment if you take them, because like I really, or other people need to know if the Steam keys are already gone, and I basically got them with 10 random Steam keys from G2A. I don't know if you guys know, it's an internet site anyway. Oh, commercials here. Anyway, from the 10 random keys I took 5. I just wanted to test out if what would be in there, and so it's not expensive, like $1 or something like that. I don't know, like, or $2. I don't really remember. Anyway, so yeah. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Happy New Year, by the way. Thanks for watching, and bye.